Good morning, welcome back to another video. So I thought maybe I would just do a summer day in the life, kind of take you around and show you what we've been up to. The kids are both awake. They're getting ready to go and play golf today. It's pretty early in the morning, but I like to get started with the outdoor stuff first before I kind of get ready for the day and while it's still much cooler outside. So everything's gonna get watered this morning. I have a section of the garden that's due to be weeded. The cut flowers, oh goodness, there are flowers that need to be cut and put in vases because they are growing really well. But today is fertilizer day, so I've got my Espoma organic garden tone. So this I'm going to put into the vegetable garden beds, the raised beds, and then around things like the pumpkins and things like that. Now I don't always use organic stuff for the petunias and the annuals that are in pots. I mean, I could, but I don't. But I do like the Miracle-Gro all-purpose plant food. That really does seem to really just, the blooms just love it. So that stuff gets mixed into my watering can, and I'll water those things, and then I'll go around and I'll get everything else watered. If you watch the garden tour video, I don't know if I mentioned it, but it takes a good hour every day just to get everything watered. And then anywhere from another half hour to an hour to take care of all of the other things that need to be done. Good morning, Ethan. Good morning. To get everything else done that needs done for that day. So I fertilize one day a week, and then I weed a section, just a different size section each day just to keep up on it, at least during the weekdays. I don't usually plan for that stuff on the weekends since we never know if we're going to be around. And then 2 days a week I do treat for pests because we have issues we get these beetles that like to eat my roses, and then we get squash bugs that want to hit all the vining crops. And so you have to be really diligent with monitoring your plants and treating for things, and sometimes pre-treating for things. Now, since that stuff is often happening on things that we eat, like the vining crops, I do use stuff that I know that will be safe. So 1 day a week I will do neem oil. So you mix that in with water, and I will spray that all over all of the vining crops. I spray it over like the cucumber, the squash, all of that stuff. And then I spray it on all of the rose plants, and that seems to help as a deterrent. But then another day during the week, I do like this Captain Jack's Dead Bug. So it's an organic one. It doesn't hurt the good bugs, but it gets rid of the ones that we don't want, and spray that kind of all over the leaves for that. It's getting a bit tricky because the vining garden has decided that it's gonna like triple in size. It just like got enormous, and you guys will see it when I swing out there. So sometimes also I'll put like the diatomaceous earth down around the plants and help with that. So I have the bottle out, even though it's technically not like a bug treatment day, just because if I'm going around and weeding in that section of the garden today, if I notice anything that needs to be kind of like troubleshooting, then I'll take care of it while I'm going. But just gonna go ahead and get started with getting everything watered, and then I'm gonna swing out to the cut flower and vining garden because that's where I'm weeding today. We'll just show you a little bit of progress on how that stuff is doing. So I came out yesterday and I was trimming back like a lot of the thicker lower branches that were in there, but we got a whole bunch of romas starting. Like a whole bunch. Sorry, it's really hard to see through the plants, isn't it? More romas, whole bunch of baby romas. Should be great, so we can get some canning done. Ooh, I think that one's ready to get picked. This one might be also, in which case, zucchini bread today. So I did just a quick walk around the vining garden just to see how all the pumpkins were doing. This one here is a Casperita. These are the little white decorative pumpkins. And I have 3 Casperita plants, and each one is just packed full of these little guys. And I just went around, made sure all of the pumpkins were doing okay. I had a decent sized pumpkin forming on, I think this is a champion pumpkin, which is like a jack-o'-lantern style pumpkin. That one had a decent sized one, but every single pumpkin plant had multiple pumpkins forming. I mean, they're all different sizes and different stages of development, but you'll see like the flowers starting to close up with the little pumpkins forming behind them. But we should have a really good crop of pumpkins this year. And then I went over to the butternut squash. I planted 3 of those, and This first plant I checked had a total of 5 butternut squash forming on it already. So I am going to have so much butternut squash, it's not even going to be funny. I will have to find lots of great fall dishes to use these for, but really excited with the progress everything is making. Okay, I'm really tempted to cut snapdragons today and take them inside, but I'm filming an updated garden tour tomorrow, and I'd love for there to actually be some color out here. And if I cut them all down, well then there won't be, but that's just the prettiest little pink. So if you cut them at this stage, they'll have a longer vase life because all of this still needs to bloom. And if you wait and they're all the way open, you know, then you've got them for fewer days in the vase, but still really pretty. And then over here I have a red one. I had a mix of colors, so it's just been kind of fun. Get some purple in there. So there really isn't a good place to stand where the sun isn't blazing on me at the moment, but 2 hours later, everything is watered. All of the annuals are fertilized, all the flower pots are fertilized. I got some weeding done and harvested a couple of zucchini, so I think zucchini bread is on the menu for today. Okay, sometimes on hot summer days, I would just much rather have a protein shake than a meal, so I have ice, unsweetened vanilla almond milk in here, a banana, a scoop of the 000 Greek yogurt by, what is it, how do you say it, Okios brand. And then I have a scoop of peanut butter protein powder and a scoop of chocolate. So we're just gonna mix this up and enjoy. Some people that put their faith into someone. All right, so I finally got a shower. I feel much better. Had my protein shake. My husband is mowing and the kids are still gone for golf. Probably will be for a few more hours. So I'm gonna run a couple of quick errands. Looking for a few things. First of all, when I was working on the homeschool room reset, I had just all of these pictures that were in various frames from over the years, and none of these pictures were hanging or on display anywhere, largely because the frames are broken or they don't match the current decor and things like that. So I'm gonna see if I can find some frames so I can get some of these pictures up in different places. I'd really like to do kind of like a picture wall in the living room if I can find something that I like. I have a whole bunch of like the 8x10 photos that I'd like to get reframed. The other thing is that I'm getting ready to change out our monthly theme decor. So I have a table behind my couch, my dining table, and a bookcase in the kitchen. And those things I typically will adjust the theme for every month or every other month. Like I have boxes of different themed things that I'll put out. Like for May and June, it was all bees everywhere, bee decor. And I've gotten all that taken down. And for July, I put up all Americana stuff. And I have a good amount of things, but I always like to just take a peek and see if there's anything new that I'd like to add. And Hobby Lobby is my jam. So we're gonna check that out, see if I can find picture frames and if I can find some additional decor, and then we'll go back home and we'll see what we can do with it all. Okay, so I didn't have any luck finding picture frames. Not that I couldn't find ones I liked, they just didn't have enough of each one, but they had some cute Americana things. Like I really liked these gnomes. I got 2 of them. So those could sit up on the kitchen shelf, and just some different things. Now some stuff, they actually had some bee stuff, which I will go ahead and I will pack back with the bee stuff that I just took down and save that for next year. But a cute little America banner. And then there was some random stuff that was labeled for spring shop that I thought would just be neat to have. Like I found milk and honey hand soap. They had a couple of candles that were marked like 66% off. And they smell really good. Sunburst melon, like it just smells like summer, but awesome. Huge candle, really cheap. And then I got some taller pieces. I've been looking for some taller pieces to put on the fireplace mantle just to layer up decor. And in August, I put up sunflower stuff, so I'll save that for August and whatnot. But yeah. I mean, successful shopping trip. Oh, and then they had an electric water kettle for 66% off. And a lot of times when we're at gatherings, we need hot water, but but we don't have like a water heater. So I think that'll be perfect. Anyways, in combination with all of my other stuff that I already had, let's get to decorating for July. But I don't know what to do. I'm staring into the blue sky and just waiting for a sign. Someday is certain of what awaits them when it all ends, but I don't know what will happen to me.
like dust in the wind, or the talk of the town that we are living in. Well, I don't know. No, I don't. I don't know. I don't. How could I know what lies ahead of me? Am I part of a grand master plan? Will I be washed away like lines in the
We mentioned it a bunch in past videos, but in July, my daughter and I are traveling with her troop to Europe. We're really excited. We're going to get a chance to go and spend 2 days each in London, Paris, Lucerne, and Munich. And it's just going to be an awesome trip. I haven't been to Europe since I was 16. So I was my daughter's age that she is now when I got a chance to go with a school group. So we've got 15 girls going, and then chaperones. As the troop leader, I'm kind of, in charge for the whole trip. So I'm definitely, it'll be different than when I went as a student, but I'm still really excited to get to go. And as we get closer and closer to the trip, I've been kind of gathering things that I feel like would be beneficial for us to have. One of the things that we have found is that the requirements for the travel agency we're with is that our suitcases can't be any larger than a carry-on suitcase size. So we can't take the big giant ones. It has to be a small carry-on size. And then we get to take like a backpack or duffel bag, and then, like a crossbody bag and things like that. So Emma and I have Vera Bradley crossbody bags already that we're planning on wearing. That's what we'll keep our money in and our passports in, because we can wear them on the front, keep that secure. But packing, we were like, oh gosh, because we've also got the 2 travel days. So how do you fit, stuff for that many days in a carry-on? And so one, we've had to be kind of discerning in terms of what it is we plan to take. We haven't chosen all of our outfits. We've been starting to kind of talk to one another about what we think we want to take. What kind of things can we wear more than one day, like denim and things like that. And then watching the weather forecasts for those different cities that we're going to be in. But one of the things that I did pick up while I got off Amazon was a vacuum seal kit. I've seen the packing cubes and the compression cubes, and those are fine, but I was worried that wouldn't be enough. So I did get a set of vacuum seal bags, and they come with this guy here. So it's an electronic vacuum seal kit. So it plugs in to a port, USB to a port. And then all of the bags, just have that to attach. So it's nice because it's small and portable, which means we can take it with us. So if we open it up on a given day and pull things out of it, we can reseal and vacuum that back down. We really were trying to think of how can we make the most space in our suitcases, because we plan on buying souvenirs, of course. And so we have to allot enough space in the suitcase to add those additional souvenirs to it. So I ordered this off of Amazon, and I'll link it down below. And it came with bags, a whole bunch of different ones, all different sizes in here. And then I bought an additional set of bags as well. So this one I think has a mix. It's 2 extra large, 2 large, 2 medium, 2 small kind of ones. And so we thought we would test it out and put some things in there, vacuum seal them, and see how they do when we take them out. Are they going to be horribly wrinkled? Are they going to be, fairly okay? If something wrinkles, can we hang it up and have it kind of recover? Because obviously we don't want to vacuum seal all of our shirts, for example, and then have, wrinkly shirts for every day of the trip. So, that kind of is where we have to start thinking about what would be, the most appropriate thing for us to pack. But I think it's cool. I like that it's small and portable. It's got a little carrying bag that it came with. So, I'm just planning to pack this in my suitcase, and then Emma and I can get into our little vacuum seal bags each night, and then, reseal them right back up. So, and it seemed like it had pretty decent reviews on Amazon. I try to watch the reviews and go through them and see kind of what people are saying was good or bad about it. One thing they did say is that the bags themselves, some people said that the bags themselves didn't last for too terribly long. You'd use it 2 or 3 times and then it'd start to kind of fizzle out. Well, planning on using it for this trip. And then I'm not sure if we'll need them again in the future or not. So I didn't want to go crazy buying something super expensive, but we will see how these work with packing up for Europe. The other thing I've picked up are a couple of power adapters. So you need a different type of power adapter for England than you do for mainland Europe. So we got one of each. Now I liked these ones because they've got the USB plug-in spots. So if we wanted to charge both of our phones, for example, we could do that. There's, only one spot for a plug. And we're not planning on taking, curling irons or straighteners or anything like that. We figured we will manage just fine without those things. Plus I've heard some horror stories about people basically blowing up their really nice straighteners in Europe. So we'll be okay. The hotels that we're staying at all provide hair dryers and things like that. So we don't need to have those things taking up space in our bags. But I got one for us to use in England and then one for us to use in mainland Europe. The other thing I've gotten for both of us are passport holders. So this one is my daughter's. I got this for her birthday. So it's leather, really nice. It's got room for her passport. This would be if you needed to take your vaccine cards with you. And then there's room in there for her to put money and cash and things like that. Mine is a little bit bigger and it's a zip up one. So this is the style that I have. Now, what I like about this one is, again, lots of room for cards, cash, important documents. And since I am, the trip leader, I'm going to be carrying a lot of extra things with me since I'm responsible for the group. But one of the things I really like about this is that it did come with an external battery. So I'm going to charge this before we go, and then I can plug it in and charge it, at the airport and things like that. It came with the adapter cord as well. So that'll just be really nice if I need to, get my phone charged up when we're doing kind of the long in between travel, because we fly into London and then we take the channel from London to Paris, and then we take a high-speed train from Paris to Zurich, and then buses into Lucerne and into Munich and stuff. So there obviously will be long stretches of time where I can't charge my phone. I did get my phone set up to be able to do international calls and texts and things like that while I'm over there. And normally I would say I wouldn't bother spending the money on that, except that, again, as the trip leader, I need to make sure I can be contacted by families and that I can reach out to families if I need to. If something happens to anybody on the trip, I wanted somebody to always be able to call me and contact me. So long story short, I needed a way to make sure my phone stayed charged. So that's what's really nice about this one. And of course, the trip is probably going to involve a lot of walking. So I finally did it. I finally bought a pair of Hey Dudes. My kids have been telling me that I needed a pair of Hey Dudes forever. My son's like, Mom, I wear them all the time. They're so comfortable. You'd like them. Well, my problem is my feet are really wide, and even normal wide shoes don't always work. They have to be wide pretty much the whole top half of the shoe. A lot of times they're wide and then they narrow down at the toe, and that won't work for me. These actually fit amazing. They're super comfortable. They fit for my big old wide feet. Decent support in them and everything. So I've been wearing these around, trying to break them in. I thought they were cute. I got these really neutral ones that I could wear with, white pants, with denim, with whatever. I just wanted something that would be, easy to use. And then I did pick up a pair of athletic shoes because I do plan on taking at least one pair of athletic shoes. I might do some workouts in the gym at the different hotels while I'm there, but also I just know that we're going to have lots and lots of walking. So I've been breaking these guys in too. So these are my new Nikes, and I can't remember what the actual name is. I will find it and I will put it up on the screen here. But these are so comfortable, so comfortable. They have excellent support. I mean, they just are, I know, they're just cushy heaven shoes to run in. These are really great. So I highly recommend these. Of course, they were Nike, so they're a little on the pricier side. Emma actually bought the exact same pair as me. And I told her, I said, are you going to be okay with matching with your mother? And she's like, nobody look at her feet, Mom. So, but both of us think that they're really comfortable. So we've been working on breaking these in well before our trip. So not related to the trip per se, but more related to fashion. I have found so many shirts I really liked this year that have kind of this little, cut down in them. I've got long sleeve, short sleeve tank top ones. And so many of them they V-neck down just enough that, I can't wear them without something underneath, right? And then I have the same deal on the sides. They will open down far enough that, your bra will show if you don't have something underneath. Now, I also have a really short torso, from my shoulder, to the top here, it's really short. And I have a really hard time finding camisoles that
will work for me. Like so many of them, the straps are so long that then the cami is down really low. And so I'm constantly like pulling it up, and then it'll pop up out of my pants, and then I'll be tucking it down into my pants. And it's like a battle, right? Like I have a really hard time finding tank tops that work for my short little torso. So I looked on Amazon and I found these just basic kind of little like cropped camisoles here. So these ones don't have any support to them. I mean, they're not padded or anything, but they've got just a little bit of elastic at the bottom. So they feel like, you know, like they're staying in place, and the straps are on the shorter side. So I'm actually wearing one now, and like the strap is just like it's the perfect length. So I mean, I've been wearing this one all day. It's so comfortable. I've been moving around with it. Nothing has shifted. I haven't had to do like the thing that I was doing before where I felt like I was constantly like pulling up my camisole so I wasn't showing off to the world. But it came with gray, black, and then white in a pack of 3, and they were like so inexpensive. So if you have that problem with finding like camisoles that you like to wear underneath different tops, I would really recommend these. And they're also really nice for summer because they are short. So on me, it ends like right about here. And so I don't feel like I'm wearing like a ton of layers of clothes, like I'm just too warm. Now I got a second style from Amazon as well. Now this one was actually advertised as like a sport bra camisole. And that's this one here. So same deal, it's cropped. It's got kind of the elastic at the bottom. Now this one is padded. So it's got the sports bra padding in it. But again, look at how nice and short those straps are. So this is another one that is really comfortable, you know, especially if I have a top that's maybe got some thinner straps and I don't want to wear like my normal bra with it. I can throw this on and, you know, be well supported. But I have just found that that's been a really helpful little thing for me. So a few favorites off of Amazon lately. And I will link as much as I can down below for you if you'd like to check it out. Where you going, buddy? Where you going?
Dust in the wind, or the talk of the town that we are living in.
No, don't jump on me. I've got white pants on. You good boy. All right, say bye, YouTube. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and end the video here. Go for a walk. Yeah, go for a walk. Yeah, he's all right, guys, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.
Will I be washed away just like lines in the sand?